Good morning, everybody. We're out here at the yoga mat in Wolfland Square. We've got our veteran teacher here, Miss Donna, and we're also got some students here, Miss Kelly and Miss Shanna. So what we're going to do is I want to talk a little bit because there's a story behind yoga that's not just working your body, but it's also working your spirit. And I know we were talking a little bit earlier about releasing those emotions, and you had a great story and a great, couple sentences about it. Do you mind just sharing it with us?
No, it just, some days that things aren't going right. You don't know things are not going right. And one day I was just doing my yoga and I started crying. You have this emotional release that you don't know that you have all this stuff pent up inside of you. And once it was over, I felt so much better. And that's one reason I come to yoga, is to get rid of the stress of everyday life.
Just releasing that.
It releases, and I didn't know I was going to cry. I just did.
Okay. Well, let's hope I don't cry right now. Well, we're going to go into our pigeon pose.
Might cry for different reasons.
Cry for pain.
All right,
good.
So we're going to move into our downward facing dog, the upside down V. And from here, you take your right foot and step it forward. And you take your right foot behind your left hand, your right knee behind your right hand, and settle down into this. You just kind of, I like to use the word ooch into this pose. You kind of move your left leg back a little bit. Let your hips drop, and looking forward, just lift your heart. Let your left hip drop. Okay, and then you breathe in. Of course, we have so much focus on the breath. You inhale, lift up. Then you exhale, just begin to walk your hands forward and let yourself melt down toward the mat. You can use your hands for a pillow, and you just bow down into this pose. This pose, sometimes this is difficult for people to get down onto the floor in this, so we also have many modifications.
This is for people that, that can't do it normally. Like, if you have a hip replacement or if you're in a wheelchair. I mean, you even said that you could do this in a wheelchair.
Yes. So you can, we do offer chair classes, so you can do a lot of the poses from a chair. This same pose, you can just simply cross your ankle here and then hinge forward. So you're still working these hips back here in the back, hip flexors, and you just hinge forward there. So there's so many variations that everyone can do.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Miss Donna. As you can see, anybody who can, if you're movable somewhat, you can do yoga. So when we come back, we're going to be getting into a more intense area of the yoga. So be sure to keep watching Daybreak. Myers, back to you.
Thanks, Bradford. Pro News 7's Daybreak in the Pan.